I feel like there's not much news outside of everything is canceled, stay in your house.
Pretty much. I'm waiting for the report saying like don't Walmart workers don't come to work, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Our governor declared a state of emergency, and I still have to go to work.
Yeah. The transportation, the people who brought the buses for the city of Austin, government buses, they basically said limit travel to only if you need to travel. So
yeah. But with the Department of Transportation, they always say that, but they mean, oh, not you.
Yeah. Well, I just work tomorrow and Sunday, and then I'm off for 3 days in a row.
Nice.
So I was gonna go out and do something on Tuesday, but I'm like, you know what? Probably not a good idea, just in case. Just probably not gonna contract the virus. But
oh my god, he's got the corona.
It does. Sneezing is not a symptom.
Oh my god. Because you guys know I sneeze a lot.
Yeah.
I do that. I did that at work on Thursday. Oh my god, I got so many fucking looks, and like signs of the crosses. I looked at it. I'm like, I'm fine. Like seriously, I feel fine. Like
a fever and a cough. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I have. Some coworkers gave me looks when they because everybody knew I was going to Chicago because I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. But like everybody, like I've been getting some coworkers who give me like weirdly and shit. I'm like, because I was, where I was and traveling and shit like that. But I don't have it. It's been 2 weeks. I think I would have started feeling symptoms by now. I think. Maybe.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to have the symptoms in order to have it.
Yeah, you can be a carrier.
True.
You're the Walking Dead. You're the zombie.
That would be awful. That would be so awful. But I stay in my room all day for the most part, except when I have to go out. Like I didn't want to go to the grocery store today.
How is The Walking Dead still a show?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Why is The Witch not a good Netflix show? I don't know. These are questions that we. I'm kidding.
Last week, I was just gonna say. Last week you said it was a good show.
All right. It just looked too fake. I said it was good. It's just it looked too fake at points.
Yeah. All right.
So that's my only complaint.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Try Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, friends gather around, talk about the games they've been playing, and things going on in their lives. Stay out with me, Justin.
Tomorrow's my birthday, or probably in the past when you hear this.
Happy belated birthday.
Also future birthday? Time is a construct.
Right. And we also have Ben.
I'm alive, bitches.
For now.
For now, yeah.
It's a full house.
That wasn't... Because I wasn't here 2 weeks ago. Justin wasn't here last week. And then before that, Justin wasn't here because, the whole surgery thing happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I was trying to think of the Full House song, and all I came up with Step by Step.
Everywhere you look, everything
is that Full House?
See.
That's Full House. Yeah, he's trying to do Full House.
I don't know the lyrics to that song. Like, I barely ever watched Full House.
I
remember a lot of saxophone.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you go is a Hans.
I think we all did 3 different songs at the same time.
I think I'm still on Step by Step, honestly.
So Justin, what have you been up to since you've been gone?
Since you've been gone,
right there.
I feel free for the first time.
Yeah. We're just gonna sing songs on this show now. That's it.
Sure, why not? So I've done a lot. Let's see. Last week was True False, so I saw a bunch of documentaries. I'm not going to spend too long talking about that, but it is in this past week, so it still counts. But the one I want to mention, like as far as relevancy to this podcast, I guess, is we watched one called Feels Good Man, which was about the Paper the Frog meme. And it's like creation, it's innocuous, like innocent creation, and then like 4chan randomly finding it, picking it up, and then it becoming a hate symbol, and the creator trying to get it back. And like it's this really cool like rise and fall of an internet meme and how much effect the internet can have on like, pop culture and just culture in general.
Did the creator end up getting it back?
Sort of. he did a lot of lawsuits and stuff. Like honestly, I do recommend people watch this documentary. It's great. And it has like some cool animation from like it kind of looks like the BoJack Horseman people.
Oh, really?
Because like his friends or his friend is one of the like the creator and like animator or whatever of BoJack
Cool.
Horseman,
Cool.
and it's kind of that same style. But I don't know if they're trying to like mimic his comic book style, or if it just happens to look like BoJack. But anyway,
It's probably a little bit of both.
it's got some really cool animation and stuff throughout that kind of helps make it feel different from a normal documentary. But yeah, he did a lot of like cease and desist type things because he found out that the original characters were trademarked in his comic book. So like technically, everyone using that intellectual property to make money could be taken to court.
Yeah.
Though just existing on the internet and being a hate symbol and stuff can't really do anything about that because it's like fair use or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he won a suit against Alex Jones because he tried to like make a poster and a bunch of other stuff that like had Pepe on there, and there was some person that like made a book that was like a what is it, right wing, like the Nazis and stuff. Alt right, yeah, that's it.
Or you can just call them Nazis because that's what they are.
Neo-Nazis.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like not specifically Nazis, but like the extremist group. Anyway, because it became about Nazis, but it didn't start about Nazis. You know what I mean? Anyway, one of them like put out a book that was like super political, but like also a children's book. So it was like an indoctrination thing, and it was its own art style, but like it used the character of Pepe and like was kind of that same thing. So like it was similar enough that he could still call it. And so like he won some cases, and kind of like him and his artist friends all kind of banded together to like bring the positive image back. I think there was like a Save Pepe campaign or something a few years ago. But what sucks is he couldn't, like, it's still listed on the whatever the site's called as a hate symbol. The defamation place, whatever. Which is funny because it's not. Like, people are using it to spread hate, but it's not inherently a hate symbol by itself.
Yeah.
And so, like, technically, this, like, defamation protection board or whatever it's called is defaming him and his property by putting that on there as a hate symbol.
Man.
So it's like, who do you go after when the people that are protecting from defamation are the ones defaming you?
Right. That's fucked up.
So it's kind of this interesting thing. Like, it's a great documentary. I loved it. It was probably my favorite one of the whole weekend, and one of my favorite ones I've seen there.
What was the name of it again?
Feels Good, Man.
Feels Good, Man.
I don't know when or where it's coming out, but I do know it's getting a release. A lot of these, like, they come to film festivals first, and then they get picked up somewhere. We watched one, actually, called Crip Camp. That's going to be on Netflix in, like, 2 weeks. Like, it already got picked up and is, like, being released soon, but we still, we wanted to watch it early, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, last year they had, was it Bringing Down the House, the AOC documentary? And, like, the weekend of the show, it was announced that it got picked up by Netflix, but it was still a few months out. So, like, they're getting a lot more of the big ones, but I don't know specifically where this one is going. But yeah, that was really cool, and it kind of touched on, like, the seedy parts of internet culture, and, like, basically how 4chan got Trump elected in a weird way. So yeah, I think that'd be relevant to people's interests. But the guy's super nice and like he had no idea any of this was happening, and like he didn't take action against it because he's like, people are just like expressing their creative freedom. Like, what's the problem? And then it was already too far by the time he could have any sway over it.
Yeah.
So he basically just lost the character.
That sucks.
You can't save it once it's that widespread on the internet.
Yeah.
And his friends were like, you gotta, like, you should maybe step in, like, try and curb this off. He's like, I don't care. he's just a really chill, probably like stoner guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny, I actually got a library card the other day, and like in the graphic novels is his Boys Club comic. And I was like, oh, nice. They have it. So I might have to pick that up sometime and see.
Cool.
Because like before it all started, like he was just enjoying the fame. Like he was going to comic conventions and like his Boys Club comic got a lot more popular because of Pepe, and then it got out of hand, and he's like, that's not me.
I'm not racist.
Yeah. So he had to basically save his own image because he
Yeah.
got tied to that hate speech or that hate symbol.
For sure, yeah.
So like his name is forever slandered on, this site tied to this thing that
Yeah.
it sucks. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, most of the others were just weirdly about like horny old people.
I saw that you posted that one on Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah, that was a popular topic. It's like young people making documentaries about old people, and I guess it's like that idea of like trying to understand the generation before you or something.
Right.
But like all of them, like the directors would come out afterwards for the Q&A, and it'd be like someone younger than me, and they're just like, yeah, I just I would go like visit my grandma at the nursing home, and I'd just be so fascinated by like the way they live, and I wanted to learn more about that, like that kind of thing. And it's just really weird, but I guess it's better than the alternative because the boomers sure don't want to get to know us. But yeah, so aside from that, Sunday was a bit of a lighter day. Like my brother and I had some time to like make lunch at his house and play some games and stuff. So we started working on a Mario Maker 2 level. Because that was one thing I thought that, well, we're just playing together at first, like doing some of the co-op levels and stuff. But his internet sucks. Like it won't connect to the Switch for some reason. So we were kind of limited on the things we could play. So we just started making a level based on like the Ganon's Tower from Ocarina of Time with like the, kind of different areas kind of based on the different elements. And then like a boss door, you have to get all the red keys in the areas that unlocks the boss door. And then there's like a 2-stage boss against like a Bowser Jr. that you have to like, you can't run in and hit. You have to like use shells, which is kind of like, the bouncing light back and forth.
Tennis.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's the closest I could do, at least. I wanted to do a Wizrobe and have like Link with a shield, like, bouncing the Wizrobe stuff back at him. But apparently the shield just like blocks projectiles. It doesn't deflect them. So I did what I could. And then the second form is just like a like you go up kind of to like the top of a tower, and it's a Bowser fight. Where you basically have to shoot arrows, so like light arrows, to take him out. And like it's a huge level. Like it, I think I finished like 2 of the areas with him, and even then I had to go back and tweak them and stuff. In like 4 hours or something like that. And then I had to finish the rest of it up on my own. And then I had to beat it, which it's a hard level for one. Like I probably made it too hard considering how little there is in the way of checkpoints and stuff and how much you have to get like in the run. But also I learned that like you literally can't beat it in like the 300-second time limit. That's the default. So I moved it up to 500 seconds, and I would still dare anyone to beat it on the first try, because like unless you know what you're doing and can kind of speed through, there's just not enough time to take your time. So like I kind of regret that. I probably should have made the area shorter, but after I had done all that work, I really didn't want to like redo it or anything. Because I tried to essentially fit like 5 unique sections into an area and a sub area. So I used like every bit of space you have. But I'm also really proud of it. Like it's got kind of like the forest and wind area, and then like a fire area, and a water and ice area, and then a shadow and spirit area. So yeah, it's not a perfect level. I was watching VG Dad play it on stream the other night, and he showed me some things that I kind of just didn't think about. Like they made sense to me because I was placing them and I knew, but like some of my Switch puzzles and things like that didn't quite work out if you do one area before another, that kind of thing. But I also don't want to have to recomplete it to fix it and upload it again. So I'm just gonna leave it. And if someone shows me that it's like just like totally broken or something, I'll try to do it again. But for right now, I'm just content that I made another level. I just wanted to play around with the Zelda stuff in there. Aside from that, I've pretty much just been playing Ori all week.
Ooh.
That came out on Wednesday, weirdly.
Late Tuesday, early Wednesday.
Yeah, but it came, like I was in bed when it came out on Tuesday.
Right.
Because I went in Tuesday to play it and it wasn't available yet.
Yeah.
So like I went and checked Game Pass and stuff to see if there was anything else on there, and went ahead and downloaded season 2 of Telltale Batman because I forgot that was available for Xbox Live members this month. So I'll play that eventually, but it didn't finish downloading in time Tuesday night to start it.
Damn.
And then what?
I was like, damn. Just damn.
Oh, okay. Good contribution. But then Wednesday I spent like all night playing Ori. Like I didn't want to go to bed. It's so good. Like it doesn't start out as heartbreaking as the first one does.
Fuck you, it
still
doesn't.
As heartbreaking.
I don't know, man. I started crying within the first 5 minutes.
Oh.
Then again, I'm a weak man.
Well,
Yeah, it's all. Don't you dare say anything anymore.
I'm not gonna say anything.
but
All I'm saying is you will cry more.
God, fuck. Ugh.
I like, again, no spoilers. I want to keep my whole discussion of this like as spoiler free as possible. But I had to stop playing tonight. I needed a break. But it's very good. Like in a lot of ways, it's better than the first one. You get a lot of like the progression abilities sooner than you did in the first one, and I feel like there's just more abilities in general. Like I just now found out what the Will of the Wisps is, which is essentially like the beginning of the first game. So it's definitely a bigger, like longer game, especially with all the side quests and things like that you can do. But it feels so much more alive and interesting. And like you find this like little village at one point that you can kind of bring back to life, and like more people move in with like things to do. It's kind of like the town in Breath of the Wild. What's that called?
Terrytown, I think.
Yeah, it's like that kind of, but like it's got a Metroidvania element where like as you kind of rebuild the town, you can access different areas of it to get more of the secrets in that area. So it's really cool.
They took a lot of inspiration from Hollow Knight for this one.
I could see that, but I didn't like Hollow Knight, honestly.
Oh, I fucking love. I put them side by side.
It's too combat focused, and I think this like it has more combat for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly to its detriment. I don't really enjoy the boss battles, but it's still mostly platforming. It's just you have more combat abilities to use.
Yeah.
And none of them are required. Well, to get 100% they are. Because I found out that some of the previous just like abilities you get throughout the game are now tied to like the different weapons and stuff you can get. But you don't have to get them to beat the game. It's just you won't get all the secrets and stuff because you can't get to those things, as far as I know, without those weapons.
Have you guys experienced any technical issues?
I'm playing in the PC version. The only one, I mean, it could be my PC, but it definitely is not running consistently. It could be the fact that it's a much better looking game and it's more taxing.
It's like a known issue that it's just stutters. Like there's like a weird stutter to
Okay.
it.
The one I've noticed that bothering the most is like when it's in cutscenes. Not so much. It happens sometimes in the overworld, but there's like an audio stutter that happens. I don't know if that's been noted. Like every time it tries to like transition, it's like, and it's like it's not my fucking speakers because I was, doing other shit and it wasn't doing that. So,
and apparently there's like different issues across different versions of the PC version, which is weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. For a first-party title on the Xbox One X, it runs pretty rough. I'll say that. Like every time I go into the map, which is a lot because there's no mini map, so I want to make sure I'm headed in the right direction.
Right.
Or I haven't like missed a secret or something.
It chugs.
Yeah. It like either it'll just like pause before going to the map, or it'll load the map and then like you can't move around it, or there's weird things.
Yeah.
And it does stutter quite a bit, like just mid jump and stuff, where I'm afraid that like it won't continue my momentum.
Yeah.
And I have to like be ready for when it starts again.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's some weird like graphical stutters too.
Yeah.
Every now and then like it'll show like a kind of a gray box that'll flicker Because I think there's a lot of like parallax layers in this game,
Yeah.
and so it's like one of the layers will stutter kind of,
Mhm.
and it looks a little jarring, or like you move a little too quick and like it doesn't load in like the far away stuff, so it'll be kind of chunky like out in the corner. Um, but like I mean, it doesn't take away from how good the game is.
Right.
It's just a little disappointing, like I said, for a first party title,
And
especially
especially
after it was delayed.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like it was pushed back. It was supposed to come out last month, and
Yeah.
it got pushed back to this month. That was like you would like I don't know. Like I thought that extra dev time was to iron out the kinks, but I guess it is surprisingly still built off the Unity engine, which is far from perfect. So
Yeah, that seems
it
weird.
could be a testament that like they're it's pushing the engine to its limits
Yeah.
at this point.
They said
Right.
they're working on fixing it, so maybe I'll hop in once they get that all ironed out.
That's good. I'll probably have it beaten by then. That seems to be what happens. If I actually get a game at launch, I beat it before they fix it. That happened with Jedi Fallen Order too.
Yeah.
I
like a
would
lot
say
more
the
stable.
same thing, but a certain character's coming out next week, and I have the day off, so probably not. But I'll chuck at it.
True. Yeah, I'm still taking off next weekend, even though my convention was canceled, because I can just play Animal Crossing all weekend.
There you go.
Win-win. But I will be on the show next week though, so there's that. Probably, unless I get lost on the island. No, I'll be here. It's cool. But I don't know. Like I really enjoy the game. Like it's scratching that itch, and especially after I 100% completed the last one, like I was ready to jump into this, and like it felt weird at first being like totally depowered because why? Like there's no explanation for that. But I don't care really either. And also like your new little owl friend is the cutest, and I will protect him with my life. Her?
I think it's her.
I think it is her.
I think it's her.
Who?
Her.
Huh. Are you making an owl face?
Right. Yes.
It
yes.
had been a while since I beat the game, but the second I saw that owl, I'm like, oh no! I know. I remember what happened in the end of the first game. No spoilers if you haven't beaten that one. But
Yeah.
it's very tragic.
I don't know if that's the same ending that's in the regular game or if it's only in the DLC. Well, I guess you saw it and you didn't play the DLC.
I mean, I just didn't explore a hidden area because I beat the game. I saw credits, so there was
Yeah,
just
you
one.
played the Definitive Edition.
No, that's the version I played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you missed out on not going to that area because it's the best area of the game.
Well, I got it on Switch, so if I want to revisit, I can do that.
That's
So
true.
I got-
You should.
I got yeah.
Because the dash ability you get there is like a game changer.
Okay. I don't know.
That's also like
It's been a while.
what I like about this game is there are still a few optional power ups. It seems like I at
Yeah.
least found one that I was like, oh, all right, and I assume there's more, but they also kind of retooled like the progression system and stuff, where instead of a skill tree, you like equip different like
It's-
spirit shards.
It's That's very much that's what I was talking about. Hollow Knight. That's what you do with
Yeah.
Hollow Knight.
I can see that actually, and I didn't like it at first because like you only have 3 slots, and like before you can just literally get everything. Like you're just overpowered by the end because you've learned everything there is to learn on the skill tree.
Right.
But this one, like there's different kind of combat shrines again, like Breath of the Wild, and those net you more slots for shards. So still by the end you can probably get everything. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
But it allows you to kind of mix and match a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you can also upgrade the shards. So like it's a bit more of a kind of customized system that I
Yeah.
like now. But I didn't like it at first because I had way more shards than I had slots.
If you like Ori and the Blind Forest, you will probably like Hollow Knight.
Or
And
maybe
Lord
not.
of Us. I think you like both.
I just
like
think Hollow Knight is too like slippery. Because
Mm.
the platforming doesn't feel great in that game.
I loved it.
And I mean it's definitely combat focused, but the combat's a little too brutal. So it's like it's a Metroidvania made for like Souls fans.
I'm not a Souls fan, and I love it. So
But I'm not saying that's the only people that can like it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it feels made for that audience. Whereas I like Metroidvania games made for Metroid fans.
Yeah. He's more on the Metroid side of the Metroidvania.
Yeah.
versus the Vania, which is yeah, I can see that.
And that's part of why I like this one so much too, is because like the combat feels more
Fuck, I want to go
satisfying.
play Hollow Knight now. Shit.
And you get a cool like cool ranged attacks that help mix things up. I will say, in general, I don't care for the new abilities that I've gotten so far. You do get pretty much all the same like old abilities. They might be in a new form factor, but you do get them. But the new ones are fine. They don't really feel revolutionary for the most part, but there's some cool stuff in there. But that's pretty much all I got. I want to. My goal is to beat Ori before next weekend, so that I can just jump right into Animal Crossing. But we'll see.
We shall see. Ben, what have you been up to?
Darksiders 3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that I'm gonna just say right now, it's my favorite in the series. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it, and there's a lot that I don't like about this game. Like I don't like how combat feels when you're fighting multiple enemies. Because, good lord, the development team does not know the meaning of invincibility frames at all. So that's a problem. But like, I love exploring the world. I think it's just because I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I love the world of Darksiders, and I love the whole post-apocalyptic universe. And
It's such a weird thing to say.
yeah, I love its mythology. I love like the sort of hierarchy. The fact that this is spoiler for Darksiders 1. The fact that an angel of heaven basically caused the apocalypse and framed war in the first game. Like I want to know where that's going. And this doesn't, so far this doesn't progress the plot at all because it happens story wise like right as he's imprisoned or before he goes away for 100 years. So, or at least no, it's at least a little bit after because the Earth has already been shit faced. But like I just love it. I love what my favorite thing is like I was worried about this initially, that with the map system not being there in previous games, and this would be more like very much Dark, like I said last week, Dark Souls interconnected world. I was worried about getting lost, and I've never gotten lost in this game at all. I always knew where I was going. It may be a tough time remembering where certain things are, but for the most part, just going back a certain way, like I'll generally find where I'm going. Even though all you really have is a very Xenoblade-esque like bar at the top and a skull that ports you to the next sin you have. And I think I only have 1 or 2 sins left to beat, so I'm close to beating the game. And again, while they did downplay the whole leveling system, instead of a skill tree, you just get 3 attack, arcane, and strength. That's the only thing you can upgrade. And you can upgrade all your weapons that are basically elemental. So in a sense, it dumped a lot of things down, but I still like the game, which is, you would think like a lot of people are like, oh, they took this, how like the typical angry YouTube reviewer from like 2010 to even now, like, oh, they took this down, it sucks now, that's better. No, I think it works. I think it works just fine. If anything, I'm relieved I don't have to do like an entire skill tree to level up everything. I feel rewarded when exploring everything. The boss fights are the best though. Like seriously, the boss fights are really, really cool. The designs for the 7 deadly sins are really unique. I wish the environment reflected that a bit more, but you can only do so much. You are playing within. I still love like the whole mix of ancient temple and then all of a sudden New York City subway. By the way, if you're an arachnophobe, don't play this game. I am serious. Do not play this game if you are an arachnophobe. That is all.
No.
That is all.
Also, don't watch Raw.
Don't watch what?
Raw.
Yeah, don't watch that either.
Like wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a whole thing with the fake mechanical spider.
Yeah. I saw the
Thanks.
clip.
It was really dumb.
Yeah, but no, it's really good. I'm probably close to beating it, and as much as I love 2, having revisited it on the Switch version, I fucking love this version so much, and it's probably not going to happen, but I would kill for a Switch port because it's just begging to like be played on the go, especially considering how its nature is. But outside of that, I've also been playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I haven't gotten very far as much as Justin has, but I like what I played. Graphics issues aside, and again, I can't. With a PC game, I can never tell, is it my PC or is the game just badly optimized?
It's the game.
It's the game. It's a fun game I play every time, so who knows?
Like the Xbox One X should be the most optimized version of the game, so it's definitely the game.
Okay, but I enjoyed it so far. It's just that fucking music, man. The pianist for that, the composer is just so perfect. And like I wasn't joking. I legit started crying within the first 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, we're in this world again. Great. But I like I like what I've played so far. I like some of the changes. I won't go too into depth into that, but I'm liking what I'm playing so far. Graphical hiccups aside. But the other game that I've been playing, and I'm gonna make this very brief. We all know that Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is supposed to come out this year. Rumors citing May, even though no official release date has been cited. I've decided to finally put my foot down and knock down one of my JRPG giants and play the prequel game to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is not one, but Xenoblade Chronicles Torna, the Gold Country, which I love saying this because it came with the season pass. They made a whole game for the season pass when the game first came out. It didn't come out like side by side. It came out like 9 months, 10 months later. But still, that's
I didn't know those. Okay,
it's
I thought this was like a game before, like not just a prequel. I thought it was like a game that came out.
No, it's a prequel. It's a like full on same world, just like tells the events of certain things that happen that you only hear about in like the main game. But like it came with a season pass, so like I love that. But I've only been playing maybe 2 hours as of right now. I played actually a lot more of that than I did Ori. And I think I feel like I made the right choice because I just had a huge fucking grin just looking at the vast landscapes, playing the very fun battle system that I had talked about like years ago. And they actually made changes from the main game to this one in terms of now you can switch out between your human and your blade. If you press right on the D-pad, every character kind of gets a trait, a special thing they can do, but it comes with a consequence. So, like for instance, one character can get like a this is an example, like a buff, but their health can get a strict buff, but then their health is halved. So like it's a trade-off. You do this, you do that, and I like that. There's a lot of quality of life stuff in here, in here that I like so much. And I just got to Torna, the actual Gold Country, which, spoilers in the first one, it's a barren waste. I think it's a barren wasteland in the main game. So I'm really this is like a Star Wars prequel. How the fuck does it go from this to what you see in 2, and how does this thing wind up here? I just want to put myself in the world of Xenoblade, even though this one and 1 will not be the same world, but you know what I mean. I want to get in that mood again, and I want to knock down a long. I need to kill this JRPG before I let it sit any longer. So, you'll hear me talking about that non-physically for the next several months. Maybe not months, maybe only a few months. Mithra, the blonde girl, everybody's seen the blonde girl in green. I love her smugness, but it's just good. Like again, if you bought Xenoblade, buy that season pass because you get a full fucking game and the extra content with it too. So. But that's all I've been playing. Mortal Kombat. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat since we talked. I officially completed all of Shao Kahn's 5-level character towers, so that's officially done. I don't feel empty, but I don't feel satisfied. It's weird. But I did find that I did a pretty cool Shao Kahn combo. That ends with a fatal blow. So I doubt it's new. I'm pretty sure it's been there for a long time. But the fact that I was just playing this on handheld, just like kind of fooling around in towers, and like I noticed I could do that. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what if I did? Okay, and then I said, wait a minute, that ends in that. So if I do this thing to get the crushing blow, and it's like 40% damage, which is not bad. So like my favorite thing to do now is to get like players to the like close to the end and try to end games with that combo with that fatal blow finish or crushing blow finish, and it's so satisfying every time. Long live Shao Kahn. I am definitely taking him into the combat league when it starts up again, which hopefully is soon. But yeah, that's all I've been playing this week.
Nice. Did you guys talk about the Final Fantasy VII demo last week?
I did.
Remember, I don't have a PS4.
Well, I didn't want to like reiterate anything.
Well, I mean,
but I forgot.
Talk about your experience. Like, what do you think?
Well, I was just thinking about it because I actually like writing the script, at least for a video, kind of related to the game, of slightly, not too much. But for the most part, I thought it was fun. It doesn't feel right to me. Like, it doesn't feel like Final Fantasy VII. It feels like a new game that just happens to have a Final Fantasy VII skin on it. But I enjoyed what I played. It's just, again, it's not what I wanted from a Final Fantasy VII remake. I still feel that way. Some of the stuff was kind of weird. Like, I don't really like the way you switch characters. Or you technically have to switch characters because, like, I would be fighting like a whole slew of different enemies, and Barrett would not kill like the sentries that were out of my reach.
Really?
So like I'd have to switch over to him just to kill them,
Huh.
and then switch back to Cloud and continue because he wouldn't like differentiate between like the enemies only he can attack and just any enemy. And so I'd get tired of getting hit by enemies that I couldn't even see, you know. And then the final boss of the demo just felt a little bit too bullet spongy, I guess, for lack of a better word. Because I immediately don't like that items are tied to the ATB gauge. I know they kind of have to be because otherwise you could just spam potions and stuff as much as you wanted. But like in a situation early on when like it's a surprisingly hard enemy for, you know, not really knowing anything about the game that much or having that much ability yet. It feels like every time your gauge fills up, you just have to use it to get a potion. And so you never get to use the cool abilities because you're just constantly like party managing. And so I wish there was a way to like have the item cool down on its own gauge or something. So that like the ATB can just be focused on like the powerful attacks, if that's the way they're going to do it. And I don't want to switch over to classic mode to make it easier for myself because that just sounds boring. Because it doesn't change the game. They still do their, you know, their weak attacks and stuff. You're just waiting for the bar to fill. If there was a way to actually make it like a turn-based RPG, I would probably switch to that. But the other mode doesn't really feel like a turn-based RPG. Because you still have to kind of handle like battlefield control, like, as you know, moving around the battlefield and making sure that you're in the right locations and things like that. And that's the hardest part, like trying to like just the action RPG elements of it, trying to lock onto an enemy, you know, strafe around to stay out of attacks, and then go in for your attacks. Like on a big enemy like that can only be hit at certain times, does more damage from behind, and like jumps and spins around and stuff. Like that's a lot to manage.
It's very Xenoblade-y.
Sounds like it, and I'm not a big fan of Xenoblade. So
Although this is way more fluid because Xenoblade you're still standing still. You can move, but you don't have to unless your character has that. This is way more involved.
yeah, but like at first I liked it. Like I was like, oh cool, like it actually does feel kind of like, you know, like your sword slashers have a good weight to them. You do have a few things you can do when the gauge isn't full. Like, you know, each character kind of has their like their own cooldown special that's unrelated to the gauge. And Cloud's is kind of satisfying because it like switches him into like a harder hitting, like slower attack mode. And you can just kind of switch back and forth between like the heavy mode and the light mode.
It doesn't feel that different though. It feels like the same
doesn't.
thing. Yeah.
But it's something at least. Like it's satisfying. I definitely like Barrett's like big shot more, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that aspect because it doesn't require waiting on a gauge to fill. But I just wish, like, if they were gonna do this half measure, I wish they would have just gone full action RPG with it. Because it doesn't feel right to have, you know, no wait times essentially. Like have a real-time battle system that you have to wait to use anything of worth. Like items, magic, you know, special abilities, like all of that stuff is tied to a wait and use gauge. And that just feels weird.
I would like constantly forget that it was filled, and I'm like, oh shit, I have like 2 things I need to use.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's just this weird mix of gameplay modes that I'm just not a big fan of. And I know it's like they just wanted to use the Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy 15 engine again. Like that's exactly why it plays the way it does. They tried to shoehorn the Final Fantasy 7 battle system into this action RPG system, but the Final Fantasy 7 elements it ended up being the worst part because they still put like turn-based systems into an action RPG. Do one or the other.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me a whole lot. I think the boss design though bothered me quite a bit, just because there's different versions of that boss. Like you damage it, and then it goes into this stasis where you have to damage the shield generator, and then once you get that down, you can actually damage it again. Like that wasn't in
and it's
original
not clear
7.
when it's in each mode.
Well, it's pretty clear. It's just it's a pain in the ass to get to because you can only reach it with a certain ability.
That's
or you
true.
can only hit it with a certain ability.
Yeah. Like that kind of thing works in turn-based because you can wait to attack and like you have your actions available and all that. But when you're just running around the field, it's not very fun.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that's going to be a sign of like all boss battles. It's like the kind of tactics-based, like wait for your opportunity.
Yeah, I hope they don't like keep adding on. Like it should still be just like a regular battle, but it's just more intense. It shouldn't have to be like this specialized thing that they added just for this fight.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Ultimately, I still liked it. Like the voice acting's great. I love the characters. Jesse is Faye, but it doesn't play right to me, which is exactly what I've been worried about this whole time.
I think
So,
yeah, and I think it plays fine, but I think the boss like the mechanics of the encounters are not. I don't know, fully realized.
Yeah, but even like just some of the progression stuff. Like I was worried, they would change the layouts of the levels because it's a behind the shoulder like 3D environment now. And like in the original game, you go up in the vents and kind of like get around things like that. And this one, you just like run through like laser gates that barely hurt you.
In the bombing mission?
Yeah.
You go through vents when you're in Shinra Tower. I don't remember you going vents when you're in the bombing mission.
Yeah. It's again they've added to it to make it different.
I don't remember that, but
like it's not a satisfying alternative because there's nothing stopping you from just running through and taking the damage.
It's pretty
Jesse,
easy. It's pretty
Jesse
easy
yells
to
at
just
you.
like
That should be incentive to not do it.
It's
There
pretty
you
easy to just not hit it though.
I know.
But yeah, it's kind of like weird.
That kind of like the lack of elevation and just like it feels less inspired than the original designs do, and I'm worried that's going to be indicative of the whole game, where it's like
yeah, I feel like they're gonna add stuff just to add stuff.
Yeah,
well they have
and they're going to change things that don't work with their more again behind the shoulder 3D environments.
No, but we're saying Ben, what we're trying to say is that they're just gonna add things to add things instead of add things to make it interesting or like flesh out the world design. You know what I mean?
I mean, we'll see, but I mean, I would feel like they have that happens. I feel like that happens in a lot of JRPGs.
It doesn't mean it's good.
No, we don't know yet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I already called it. Most of the quests you probably do in remake will be like, go do this, go kill 10 of these.
Yeah.
That's what most of it's gonna be,
Probably.
and that's fine. I'm not playing it, but I would be fine with that because the main narrative is what I'm there for.
I will say, like I'm being very negative because I feel like you probably talked about a lot of the stuff last week, but the demo sold me on the game. Like I'm
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's
more
really
excited
fun.
to
Like it's
get
really
it.
fun, but we just have these nitpicks or criticisms of the game that are valid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a sign of a larger problem with the like Square's management direction and the direction that the Final Fantasy series is going in general, which is what my video is about.
Or just JRPGs in general.
See, I don't think that though, because like there are some good examples of just traditional turn-based RPGs.
No, but I'm saying the things that we're talking about do exist in other JRPGs though. I'm not saying the entire like. I'm saying that they do exist in other games that in this genre.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm not saying
Yeah.
all of them are like that. I'm just saying this is a trope that exists. That's we don't want to see.
Right, I agree.
Right.
But I want I want classic Final Fantasy back.
I have a solution for everybody that makes nobody angry. Everybody just go play Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition on Nintendo Switch. There you go.
I'll wait. Actually, I could. My brother finished it, and he could give it to me at any time.
I'm still
Yeah,
waiting for a sale.
You want classic JRPG? You go play that game. Seriously.
I don't find the characters that interesting.
You haven't played the game.
Yes, I have. I played quite a bit of the demo.
You need to play more. It gets way
Have
more
you not
interesting
listened
after the
to
10
what
hours.
Ben
Trust me.
has talked about with this game? Weeks.
I mean,
over
I've tried to
weeks?
tune out because of spoilers.
It's
But my
great,
brother's
man.
talking funny about like the end game and stuff.
Characters are fucking
But
amazing.
I'm waiting for the Bravely Default sequel.
That too, yes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the classic Final Fantasy I'm wanting.
But Dragon Quest is right there waiting for you.
I know.
It's right there.
We'll see.
With 10 times more charm than Final Fantasy currently has. Way
Probably.
more charm.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's also Square. But
Yeah,
I guess
I know.
it's probably a different team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. Let's get into the news then.
Whoa! Meatwad, get away.
That guy.
Speaking of meatwads, let's talk about Mortal Kombat, the ultimate meatwad.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 official Spawn trailer dropped.
Did y'all see this?
Yeah.
No,
You didn't see it.
but I
Oh.
don't see. I don't read any of this stuff though. So
He looks
okay.
cool.
He looks. Oh my god, he looks.
I mean, Chief David is enough,
Yeah.
but also he looks cool.
His cape, because they put out like a combat. They did a combat cast yesterday for Spawns too. But the trailer, as for the trailer itself, oh my god, it looks so good. The cape looks so good. The cape is the number one things to make Spawn look good, and they managed to do that. That's like the hardest thing to do with Spawn. That's what makes his appearance in Soul Calibur so shitty, because he doesn't have his cape. But like so much detail, so many callbacks to like. I love that one of his intros. He's perched on a church with lightning. He just looks so cool, and you got some of his cool variations in there. Like he can fly. He has he has a half screen or full screen command grab with his chains. That's dumb, but I'm gonna love doing it.
Yeah.
Like
I like that they keep pairing him with Scorpion because he does the whole chain and fire thing better than Scorpion does.
yeah, he does. My favorite. This is not in the trailer, but this is shown in some of the gameplay stuff that's been coming out. He meets up with Raiden. It's either Raiden or Sub-Zero because they were both in Injustice 2. One of them says like, "Are you familiar with I'm familiar with Cape Wonders or something like that." And Spawn just goes, "The billionaire philanthropist, I know him. He's a friend." And I freaked out because that's the first time Warner Brothers has officially acknowledged that the Batman Spawn crossover actually happened. Because it's canon that Spawn in Spawn's universe that he met Batman. They've never mentioned in DC Comics since then. This is the first time I geeked the fuck out of that. Just the fact that he says, "I know Batman. I know who you're talking about."
that's nuts.
Yeah, I have that comic. Comic's okay. It's written by Frank Miller, drawn by Todd McFarlane. It's okay. You don't need to buy it.
And then there's like some big monster thing in his victory pose.
That is Mabolja. That is like the devil. Yeah. That's. Oh, by the way, that they showed his ending, or at least one of the ending screens. Victory screens. I thought Nightwolf had the coolest one in the game. No, him being dragged to hell and then being forced to kneel before Malbolgia with the fire. Oh my god, it all looks so.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry. For anybody who's listening, I love Spawn. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. He is from that time period. I mean, he was created a year before MK came out, so it's like a match made in hell. But like, he's everything about him is so good and so fluid. There's like the only nitpick I have with him is when he's doing his walk forward with machine guns. His walking animation looks a little bit stiff, but it's MK. Some of the animations kind of suck.
I don't like that he has machine guns.
That's his thing. That like it within like the first 7 issues, because the thing with Spawn, just real quick, is that his magical powers have a time limit. If he uses his magic, his time limit goes down. So he's trying to capture like a serial killer, And so there's I think it's issue 7 or 8 or something. I have the trades right up to my left over here. I just don't want to get them out. He like just gets every fucking gun. He has like he looks like a character from the early 90s, and it's so perfect that that's why he has the machine guns and stuff like that. Because he's like, well, if I can't use my hell powers that much, fuck it, I'm just gonna blow you up the old-fashioned way, because he was an army soldier before he died. But yeah, he looks so good. If you want to know how he plays more, go watch the combat cast that came out. It goes over all 3 of his variations, plus some fun stuff that he has. He's gonna be a very, very fun character. That he'll be my new main, like hands down, hands down.
All right. Something that was completely unexpected this week was Reggie Fils-Aimé joins GameStop at the board of directors.
So I don't totally understand this.
He's not gonna save GameStop. People need to stop saying that shit.
No, he's gonna save GameStop.
Stop saying that.
But the board of directors, like, are they the ones that make all the decisions?
No, that's the CEO.
Right.
He's not. Yeah.
So aren't they essentially like a figurehead?
Yeah, that's it. He's more of anything a glorified consultant, along with 2 other people who were also hired that no other article mentioned because they're not Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah.
But everybody, because like we all know that GameStop is on the verge of either complete closure or severely losing a lot of their jobs. So I hate the fact that some people are treating this as, oh, the savior, the Reginator is like, no, he's gonna offer probably words to say, but to me, like, GameStop's too far gone to save at this point in terms of what the programs they've done before Reggie even got there. So who knows? Maybe they'll actually do it, but I think it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
So, this is a nice paycheck for Reggie.
Right. This is a retirement check, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, because he's just gonna go back into retirement after GameStop closes. That's all this is gonna be for him.
Yeah, he's gonna they're gonna go bankrupt, and since he's on the board of directors, they're gonna pay their investors and their board, and then he'll bounce.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, he probably has good intentions, but like, I think it's too little, too late. And
Yeah.
he's not. And again, if he was CEO, that'd be one thing where he was actually making the decisions, but he's not. He's not in charge of that. So, games media, stop idolizing company figureheads. Please stop doing it. Please.
I mean, Reggie's pretty great, though.
He's great, but he's not going to save the company like some articles have seemed to make it believe.
So speaking of Nintendo stuff, Lego Super Mario is a weird concept.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's cool though.
I don't totally know what it is, but
It's just like a Lego level.
yeah, it's like levels you make out of different Lego sets, and you can like combine them together to make different level designs and stuff. But there's certain pieces that have like essentially Bluetooth connectors in them, and the Bluetooth Mario like reacts to these spots on the board where he like gets coins or takes damage or whatever. But I don't know about the replay value of this. Like, it's cool. He's got like the timer on his chest, and you can actually like play a Mario level and stuff like that. But
This is just one step removed from making an actual like
I just want Mario Lego
Mario
sets.
Party board game.
Give me Mario Lego. Can you? Oh my God, I have not bought a Lego set in like 25 years, or bought and for me rather, because I was a baby. If they make a Legend of Zelda Lego board set, I'm in. I'm fucking in with that shit. Unless it's like above $20, then like no.
yeah, I mean, this is the start of like a new trend of like kind of interactive Lego sets. I think that's a cool idea. I just don't totally understand it right now.
It's weird, but I think it's cool.
And it's not for us anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
Legos are for everybody.
right, but I mean, like, this trailer isn't catering to adults.
No, you're right.
Oh,
But I just don't
again,
understand.
this is just a step removed from Lego Mario Party. That's what it is.
I can see that.
So Ben, are you gonna play some VR in your future?
Panzer Dragoon. Is this coming? I didn't read it. Is it coming to PSVR? Because my dad has a PSVR, and if it does,
Modern VR headsets.
and if it does, I will try to maybe not buy this game, but maybe like buy the GameStop, return it like a week later, and then play it at his house.
They haven't said which VR headset it's coming to, so
okay. I think if you're gonna do a VR game from an old Sega property, Panzer Dragoon's a pretty good choice. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of when this news came out, I kind of felt like that's great. Can we get an update on the remake? No. This is to come out in winter, and we're technically still in winter, but like, I think this looks cool regardless. Regardless of my saltiness of no news on the remake, I think this is neat.
Listen, the coronavirus has hit everyone really hard, especially the Panzer Dragoon people. So
yeah, all five of us. All five of us.
So speaking of coronavirus,
I need to change my Twitter handle back to that.
Coronavirus?
Yes.
Oh my god. So speaking of coronavirus, E3 2020 has been canceled.
Which is weird because it's not until like June.
There's been a lot of cancellations for a lot of things.
Yeah, but a lot of things like in April, maybe May.
The NHL has suspended their season.
And that goes till June at least.
And then it starts up in September.
Suspended that goes till June for including the playoffs. So, which, I mean, my conspiracy theory is that with all like the like you had Jeff Keighley leave, you had the that information from last year, you had the event organizer basically walk out not that long ago. This might be callous, but I think they might be using this, like rightfully so, probably closing the next right now a good idea because who knows how long this virus will calm down, but using it as a way to like let's just retire for now. As a way to not like because I didn't think it was gonna happen this year anyways before all this shit went crazy.
I mean, I definitely think that this is like reactionary to the issues with E3 in general, and so they're like, hey, we can blame this on the virus and not have to worry about having a bad show this year, and then assess it for next year, and maybe just change what E3 is in general. Say. Unrelated, but we saw that a lot of people did online conferences, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to, adjust our show to keep up with modern standards, like something like that. But also I have seen, like, some industry experts and stuff say that, like, there's more to E3 than just the public event. That it's actually where a lot of, like, indie games get picked up by studios and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think it would be sorely, like, damaging to the industry in general if there wasn't a physical presence of a conference in future years.
Yep.
Because there are other conferences, but like E3 is the one that like everyone is welcome to. So
yeah.
We need something.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be what E3 has always been, or even has been the last few years. So I think this is the start of something changing with E3 in general, but it seems like the fact that they did it this early, they were already questioning if they wanted to do it. Yeah. And they saw this as something to jump on and use it as an excuse to cancel it.
Yeah.
Because they would have waited otherwise, probably. There's always arguments of like, well, people have to be able to cancel travel and blah, blah, blah. But also, like, all of the airlines and hotels and stuff are making exceptions to their cancellation policies right now. So it would have been fine if they had waited a month or two to make this announcement.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to do it.
Same here. That's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I just hope Evo doesn't get canceled.
Yep, that's another concern.
Yeah.
Like that's not till August, so I'm hoping like maybe the world won't be on. It probably will be on fire. Who am I kidding? One way or another will be. Because I look forward to that weekend. Not just me, because I don't go to the event, but like taking off the weekend from work and watching it.
Yeah.
And you can't because it's an open tournament. It's not like you can have like what MK did last week, where it was just a closed event for the competitors and staff only. You can't do that with Evo because it's open tournament. You just don't have the event.
Yeah.
I thought you had something else there.
No, other than that, this is a fighting game thing related, but there are people who are canceling their trips to certain big events, and the TOs, a lot of people are like mad at them. Some people, not all of them, for like, what, you should be canceling this as a health epidemic. It's like, and like they literally can't afford to cancel it because of how like the fees and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like if you are like I've actually put some money towards it, but like if you like some of the bigger tournaments who it costs a lot of money to run it, if you're an FG, if you like fighting games, follow the appropriate people on Twitter, at the Hado and at CEO Jabali, I think this is Twitter handle. They host Combo Breaker and CEO, which is the big one in Florida with the wrestling ring. Donate to them. See if you like. They've set up a PayPal and everything. Not them, but other people have. I know they've canceled NorCal Regionals, which is in April, but that was because of the city of Santa Clara basically saying you cannot have gatherings. So it's not like they cancel it. The city literally told them you can't do it. So just like, please, I need Evo. I need Evo, please. I need Evo. Not even for reveals or shit like that. Just for like fucking, it's fighting game Christmas for me that weekend.
Did you hear that? We're gonna get into a little bit of wrestling because it involves the virus and all that stuff. But did you hear that the WWE is hosting other live events now in the Performance Center?
Yeah, no, I see.
Like
I'm watching the
SmackDown?
Twitter feed.
It's wild. Do you think they're gonna have WrestleMania?
Dude, right now I highly suspect WrestleMania is not happening.
Yeah, I
Or
think
maybe they push it back to like May or something, which will be weird because it's always like a April March event. But like, I mean, I'm not watching it this year anyways, just because I haven't been interested in the product. But I
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's weird, man.
Inside the Performance Center, they won't do that.
I don't think WWE will cancel. I think Tampa Bay will have to tell them not to come.
The city, the government has to basically tell them like no.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of people coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't care because Vince just wants his money.
He's like, what's a coronavirus? That's what he's like.
Fuck you, go to work.
He's like, this coronavirus is a sham. That's what he's thinking.
He's literally the definition of a boomer. I mean, that's the thing about Vince.
Yeah, totally.
He's more of a chorus guy.
I don't.
Yeah. So speaking of E3, Warner Brother Games was planning to do an E3 press conference this year for the first time to talk about Batman, Harry Potter, and Rocksteady game, among others.
There was a comma between Batman and Harry Potter, for the record.
Yeah, not a Batman Harry Potter crossover.
No,
sorry.
Bruce Wayne goes to Hogwarts.
Bruce Wayne goes to Hogwarts. He's actually funding Hogwarts.
Yes.
So there's a good army of wizards.
Zatanna tells him, "You should donate to here. I need you to sign this check." What for? Just sign the check because he has the money for it.
Yeah. And also, Rocksteady is not working on a Batman game, which we've kind of known. For a while.
They're supposedly their title has changed multiple times over the years.
Yeah.
Like it started as like a Justice League thing, and then it became like they took that engine and turned it into like a Suicide Squad. But then Suicide Squad did terribly in theaters, so they shifted focus again.
It did great in theaters. It did horribly critically.
Well, yes, people hated it.
Critics hated it. People loved it. People loved it. A lot of people actually liked Suicide Squad.
Are you talking about you?
Not me. I don't like the movie, but like I know a lot of people who like that movie.
It did well in the box office.
Yeah,
they liked it.
I don't know.
Lowest common denominator, Justin. Lowest common.
I know
denominator.
people watched it. I just don't think people liked it. But anyway, beside the point.
I think they just like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And, I mean, Birds of Prey was a good movie, so like she was the best part.
Yeah.
But Birds of Prey was actually a really good movie. Anyway, I think that it's going to be some weird thing in the DC universe that is loosely tied to Batman, but isn't a Batman game. like kind of the
Nightwing.
next logical, you know,
The Nightwing game.
The question.
because definitely like what is it? WB Montreal has already been teasing that Court of Owls game. Like that is the Batman game.
Yeah.
But I think Rocksteady's game will still be in the DC universe
Superman. No, it's not.
because pretty much all they have is DC and Harry Potter, right?
Green Lantern.
And Jurassic Park. Is that Warner Brothers?
That's
They're
Universal.
making an Animaniacs game.
Universal. Okay.
I think Jurassic Park's Universal. Don't quote me on that.
I think you might be right. But yeah, Batman and Harry Potter. So like, or sorry, DC and Harry Potter. So it's probably something DC related.
The Flash. They could make a Flash game. The TV show's still very popular.
I don't know about playable Flash.
I swear, you people are not having. Hey, that's fine. Whatever.
No, I'm just saying that'd be tough.
That's the challenge, though. I think you could do a fun Flash game.
Yeah.
On
Make it where
the
he's starting his
surface,
career where he doesn't have a super control of his powers.
on the
Yeah.
surface, I don't think it sounds like a good game, but I think you could do some creative stuff with it, for sure.
I think if it was like part of a larger game. So like if it was a Justice League game and there was Flash levels, but I don't think just a Flash game would work. Because like I think if it like the like the downhill levels in like Sonic 3D or Sonic Adventure I should say, where like you're just speeding and like you kind of choose direction and jump and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
that's the
can
Flash
do so much
section.
more than that.
Oh my god.
That's the thing.
I know
get
we
what you-
can.
Yeah.
But like to me, it's the Spider-Man syndrome, where like it's very rare that a game has made you feel like Spider-Man. They'll give you his abilities, but it feels chunky because you're just a person trying to play as Spider-Man. Like you don't have his reaction times and that kind of thing. With Flash, it's like it's too fast, I think, to register, unless they just literally slow everything down to match his speed. But then that's not a fun game because it's just normal speed. So I don't. It's a weird thing.
That's the challenge.
That's why you
Yeah.
have to do it when he's just like getting his powers and
Yeah, like it's
yeah.
make it an origin story where like he's understanding, and as he grows as a character, you unlock certain shit like being able to phase through walls, making tornadoes with your hands and stuff like that. That could be fun. Can you imagine like having to chase like reverse flash through the city? That's the whole level, and you had to like quickly phase in and phase out your molecules, like and then go burst of speed like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be. I just think the speed would be hard to capture in a game. That's all. Like the other stuff, totally agree. But I would prefer a more grounded superhero game from them, like a Green Arrow or something like that.
or Wonder Woman.
Sure.
I still want my Superman game, but
They're not working on Superman though. They
I
said.
know.
Yeah.
Did they say that?
They said that like 5 months ago.
Listen, they should really just copy Ultimate Alliance and just do that for Justice League, and I'll be fucking happy. Like literally, just copy it. I will take that.
What?
Oh,
I
kitty.
would pass. Sorry.
Give you some nose time.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's some good street level heroes in the DC universe, but most of DC Universe's funness is in its more extravagant characters. I mean, Batman's the exception. But like in terms of like star power, like a lot of the street level characters are like relatively unknown. Yeah, because Green Arrow could work, and that could be interesting because traversing the city would be different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I kind of want. This is just me being like a wisher, not necessarily think it'll happen, but like it's called the DC universe, not the DC, the mean streets of Gotham City or Star City.
All right, here we go. I got something that'll make everyone happy.
What?
Static.
That could be fun.
Static Shock?
Yes.
Gimme.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
that
fun.
game.
Hell yeah. Flying around with trash can lids.
Yeah. That's probably not it though.
Yeah, probably not.
Static Shock hasn't gotten much love lately.
Unfortunately, yeah.
What about Aquaman?
No.
What?
Water makes everything terrible.
Yeah,
Uh,
water
like-
levels are bad.
Yeah,
The
like
last
Jason
Aquaman
Momoa.
game was bad, and he's a boring character.
No, he's not. You shut your mouth. I will not take a son against my king of Atlantis.
I knew that would get you. My man.
Great.
Mike says that Justice League Dark would be a good best fit.
That's the Magic team with Swamp. Yeah, that would be fun because
Yeah.
like, that's it's Swamp Thing, Constantine, Zatanna, Hawk and Dove, Doctor Fate. Who else is on that team? That's all I can think of right now.
Sometimes Batman.
Sometimes Batman.
No, not Bat reluctantly because the man hates magic, but yeah, reluctantly, yeah. I just want something like big, you know.
I want the Harry Potter game. I don't even care about the rest of this stuff.
Yeah.
That trailer was teased like a year ago. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I guess our last news story for the week, unless I'm missing anything, is real life NBA team to continue suspended season inside NBA 2K.
This
Video
is
game
hilarious to me.
stays everything.
So the real life NBA team, Phoenix Suns, will continue to play the current season that has been suspended due to the COVID-19 virus in the NBA 2K video game. In a post on Twitter, Phoenix Suns revealed that they plan to continue to play the Suns season games in the popular basketball video game, and fans can watch them live on Twitch. Saturday's game will be moved to tomorrow, says the tweet. Join us on Twitch as we take on the Dallas Mavericks.
I think that's funny.
So, like, how is this going to work? Is like, can you do like online multiplayer with various people
Yes,
playing
you can.
together?
Yeah, like everyone could be their own role. Yeah.
So they'd basically be playing their own characters in the game, like each person on the team.
Oh
Stop.
my god.
Loves noses, and they'd be playing against like the actual other players or like CPUs.
Actual other player, or well,
Because it only says the Phoenix Suns are continuing their season.
yeah. It says the tweet doesn't make it clear who will be hosting the stream and if they will be playing against AI or online against the actual Mavericks.
I
But
mean, it's just a fun thing. It's not gonna like count in any official rule.
probably
like-
not. No.
Yeah,
I mean, no one else is playing, so it could.
But
I mean, it
apparently,
won't,
the
but-
Phoenix Suns Devin Booker is a known Twitch streamer who actually plays Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, this is a neat idea. Like, just the idea of sports existing like online, even if it was like, you know, the off season or whatever. Like, they play like pickup matches in the video game version of their game. But it's just, I thought it was a light story in these dark times.
Yeah, it's fun for sure. So I didn't miss anything, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Like I said, pretty much all the news is just things being canceled.
Yeah.
So Justin, where can the people? Oh no, wait. We have a question from Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Mike, the TV.
So he actually had a really good question. He asked us, "What's a game series you want to get into but never could?"
Oh.
If you would ask me last year, I would have said Dragon Quest. But we all know how that went. I'll let y'all go first.
I don't have one yet. Go ahead.
Well, my answer would have been Darksiders because that took me like 5 times to try and get into that game, but I actually got into it. So that doesn't really answer the question. But it took me a while to get into. I guess Kingdom Hearts. I played through 2.5 games. And I couldn't get into it. This wasn't very good.
So to me, this is like a series that you've never even played that you would like to get into. That's where I'm stuck. Because most games, like, I'll play and, like, you know, I'll try to understand the hype, and I don't care, so I stop playing.
Well, I think for you it'd be something like Witcher. Like there was a lot of hype around that. You played it, you just didn't care for it. You
I
didn't
mean,
like...
there's tons of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what he's getting at.
But because, like, you know, also Yakuza. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't
right.
Get into that either.
Exactly.
But as far as like a game that I never even played and haven't cared to play, no, I guess that's because I was thinking Red Dead Redemption, but I am not interested in getting into that. Like that's why I haven't played it.
That's why the question is a game series you want to get into.
I
but
know
never
that's the
could.
hard part.
So you wanted to get into the Witcher, you wanted to get into Yakuza because we talked it up, but it just didn't get you.
I didn't really care about Yakuza. I tried it because I thought I might like it because you guys kept talking about it.
Right, exactly. That's the whole.
But that's not what I wanted to get into. I only played it because it was free, and I was curious what you liked about it so much. Witcher, I did think I would like. That one was kind of surprising. But I think like my actual answer would probably be Persona, like just as a series, because I kept asking like, you know, should I try Persona 5? Like, do you think I would? And like, it seems like something that's up my alley, but I never played any of the others, so I don't know that much about the series. And all I've heard is that like it's a lot of game, so it's a hard one for me to justify.
It's a hard one for me to peg on you if you'd like that or not.
Don't peg me.
Hashtag don't peg me, bro. Yeah, it's just like I know your taste in games fairly well, but that one's hard for me to say if you would like that or not.
Right. I feel like it's one I would enjoy, but fall off of.
Maybe because it's just too much there for you.
Yeah. And like I don't want to go back to the older games because they seem like they'd be too dated. Like I wouldn't be able to get into them.
And do you have like?
But then
that
jumping into 5 is a commitment.
Well, it's like its own. These are all separated in their own like story world.
Right. Yeah.
So it's fine. You can jump in wherever you want, except for 2, I guess.
Because it's split up into 2 games.
Yeah, it's weird. 2 is weird.
1 you literally can't buy unless you weren't ready to pay out a lot of money.
Or get the PlayStation.
Yeah,
Classic.
1 is on PlayStation Classic.
I had the PSP version right behind me.
Oh, okay.
Got bored of
Which
it super
I
fast.
didn't play it on the PlayStation Classic. I didn't care to. But yeah, I do want to try Persona 5 someday.
What if I
Ben?
give you my copy?
I'd have to actually use my PS4, but I guess I will be once Final Fantasy 7 comes out.
All right. Well, once you're done Final Fantasy 7, I'll give you my copy of Persona.
Okay.
We'll see.
I figured it would go cheap enough eventually, and I'd just buy it, but that works too.
We'll see what comes first.
Yeah.
Ben, did you have an answer?
Kind of. Paper Mario. Yeah. I mean, I've played a lot of the Mario and Luigi ones. Those are my,
They're
Mario
better.
JRPGs. And I've tried Paper Mario on. I have. The only one I don't have is 1,000 Year Door, and Color Splash. But like, I want to play them because I got 2 actually. That one, the Paper Mario series, because they just look so charming and interesting, even though they aren't all turn-based RPGs. I did play Sticker Star. Good lord, I nearly killed the series, interest in the series for me, even though I know all the other games aren't like that.
Color Splash is disappointingly similar.
Oh,
It's better, but still similar.
okay.
I have it
yeah.
if you want it.
I'll have to talk to you about that after the show. But no, never mind. I'll talk to you about it later. Maybe I'll think about it because it's on Wii U, and I didn't even turn on my Wii U. I have it plugged in.
Wii U's life cycle, so I just never really played it that much.
Yeah.
It was like 4 months.
The other one, and this is gonna surprise Justin, because I bash on it so much, is Mega Man Legends. Only because I'm a Mega Man guy, but I want to get into them. But every time I've tried in the past, I hate how it fucking controls. I hate the camera. The characters are really fun. Like Tron is hilarious. I love a lot about that. So that makes me want to play it more. So I'm hoping that with all the Zero not remakes, but the Zero collection, the X collection, Mega Man collection, Mega Man 11, that there's enough interest to maybe not do classic ports of these games, but a full-on remake of 1 and 2 with a better control scheme, nicer graphics, stuff like that. I could finally give these games a shot because I generally think the world's interesting. I think it's funny, and maybe include that Tron game that's super hard to find unless you buy it off the PlayStation Store if you don't want it physically.
Yeah.
So yeah, those 2 would be the ones, because for a while I was like, well, I want to get into Dragon Quest. I did that. I want to get into Final Fantasy. I did that. I want to get into Metal Gear. I did that. I like every single tentpole franchise I have played in some fashion. I've conquered in some fashion.
Buy the PlayStation Classic cheap and mod it so you can get Mega Man Legends on there. It'll be
But
the best way.
it's not that because I have my PS3 and I have 1 and 2 on there. It's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's the fact that, like I said, I don't like how they control. I don't like how the camera. It's just part of the time.
I don't like the controls because you lock on and strafe like in combat.
It just feels too clunky to me. That's just my issue, and that's fine if you like it. That's perfectly fine. It's just I would like something a lot smoother in my shooting experience.
That's fair.
So I'm hoping, I doubt a remake. Who knows if a remake will happen? But if they do get re-released and they offer a better control scheme, similar to how you can have tank controls in RE1 remake, or you can't, or you don't have to deal with that, something like that. Like give me that toggle option. That's Resident Evil used to be that. Like I want to get into Resident Evil, I did that. That's a hard question for me, but those two would be it.
Capcom, give Ben your toggle.
Yeah.
Speaking of though, real quick, I forgot to mention that I beat Mega Man 0, 2, and 3.
Don't spoil 3 because I haven't beaten that 3.
I won't, but 3 is amazing. It's one of the best Mega Man games I've ever played.
That's what I hear.
It's very polished. 4, I'm having a hard time with.
That's what I also hear.
But anyway, sorry.
Are we done?
I think so.
Okay. So, Justin, where can people find you?
You can find me if you look for Zero Score on Twitter or YouTube or I guess Twitch/Mixer. I haven't been streaming because other things. But I hope to eventually. Like I said, I'm working on a new video that's basically on how I'm afraid of the future of the Final Fantasy series, and how Square kind of sucks these days. So that should be fun and not at all rage-inducing for anyone watching.
I really hope this isn't the video that makes you go viral. I love you, and I want you to become a big, successful YouTube star, so I can ride your coattails for like 2 years. Until ultimately, I ultimately turn heel against you, and then I get invited to the Twitch after party, and then Thomas gets me kicked out of the band.
I mean, if it's any consolation, like I already had a video that made me viral, like my underrated GBA games list, and it's just comments of people saying, "How could you think this game is underrated?" Blah blah blah. Like it didn't do anything for me.
Okay, well, this is Final Fantasy, the heart of remakes. So
people tend to make a bigger deal about like when you get angry at things, which is why I'm not popular because I don't really like make videos about what angers me.
Which is good because those people suck.
Yeah, this is just I wanted to do something different. Like it's this was an opinion I had and I wanted to share.
Yeah,
it just happens to be somewhat negative, and it's really not. Like it's got a lot of positivity to it, but there's a hint of negativity to the point I'm trying to make.
Ben.
Twitter.com/marvelousIcky for all my shit posting and weird anime shit that I tend to pop up, or fighting game memes from time to time. I hope everybody's liking my new profile picture because I really like that picture.
Great.
It made my day. That was on the last day too. It's so fucking happy. But yeah, look for that. No plans for videos at this time, just because I've been dealing with my own medical issues and everything. Plus the kind of not the coronavirus, but me going on vacation kind of threw me out of whack. So it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't do it anyways. Anyway, so whatever. I'm still in my whatever. Yeah. That's it for me. Twitter.com/marvelousIcky, and then if I do something, just follow there. It'll be pinned at the top.
You need to be pined.
It'll be Chris Pine.
You can follow me, your host Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas. We're here at charshot.com for audio, video, and written content. Check out my other podcast, Voices of the Vanguard. Trials of Osiris is back, so you can hear us talk about that next week. This week is our first impressions of Season of the Worthy. You can email me, thomas@charshot.com. Hopefully me, Justin, and Sully will get together and play some Division 2. Might have some streams of that going. We're still figuring out a time. Probably Thursday. But we'll see. And until then, guys, thanks for listening and or watching, and have a good night and enjoy your
Stay-
days.
An outro.
Stay safe.
Wash your hands.